Live start. Hey, what's up, everyone? This is your boy James. Welcome back to the Reading with James show, episode 55. Today, we keep going with Tim Ferris' new book, Tribe of Mentors, and the person he's going to interview is Jason Fried. Jason Fried is the co-founder and CEO of the Basecamp, previously 37 Signals. The fairest rule are those two which everyone would agree if they are not know how much powerful they could have. John Wells. So Jason Fry is the co-founder CEO of Basecamp, a Chicago-based software firm. The company flagship product, Basecamp, is it's a project management team communication application trusted by millions. He's the co-author of Getting Real, the smarter, faster, and the easiest way to be successful web application, which is available free at the uh, gettingreal.37signals.com. He is also the co-founder of a New York Times best time seller, Rework and Remote. Office not required. Jason writes the regular column in the Inc. magazine and is the frequent contributor of Basecamp's popular blog, Signal vs. Noise, which offers a strong opinion and shares thoughts on the design, business, and tech. So the first question Tim asked Jason is, what is the book or books you have given most as a gift and why? Or what are the most three books that have a great influence in your life? I think this one is out of point, but I always tell people to find it and read it. Seeking Wisdom from Darwin to Munger by Peter Whelan. Is that Charlie Munger? I think any book that reviews Charlie Munger's idea is worth reading, and this one is particularly waves to wisdom from someone of history's greatest mind. It's a bit meandering and loose, but that's fine with me. How has a failure or appearing failure set you up for later success? Do you have a favorite failure of yours? Way back to the 90s, where I was getting started as a web designer, I sent my work into an award site called the highfive.com. At the time, it was the shit. If it was a word by the High Five award, you were recognized. Now, I sent to my stuff in the David Seagal, the guy who ran it, emailed to me back. I don't have an original email anymore, but basically he told me that I sucked. I had no business beginning on the web design business, and that I should never email him again. That rejection filled me with much fire. No anger, no resentment, no not disappointment, but fire. Fire to kick ass and provide his impression wrong. I love the rejection. It made me. Second question. If you could have a gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, what would you say and why? Are there any quotes you think often or leave you life by? One of those quotes. If you are thinking you are too smart to be effective, you are never been in the dark in the must quote. Peter Rees. Every great cause begins as a movement, becomes a business, and eventually degenerates into a racket. Eric Hoffman. The finest rules are those for which everyone would agree if they did not know how much power they would have. John Rawls. In theory, there is no difference between theory and practice, but in practice, there is. John L. A. Van Doe Snapchat. Snap, I don't know. Snap Sculpture. Price is what you pay, value is what you got. Warren Buffett. Everyone is somebody, but nobody wants to be themselves. Grant Barkley. Oh, geez. There's so many over here. Check it out, like all the quotes. Life does not ask what you want, it presents with opinion. Thomas Schwab. Watch what people are crowned about, and one can often discover what they lack. George S. Patton. Do what you can with what you have where you are. Theodore Rutherford. That's not what you look at that matter, it's what you see. Henry David Thoreau. Beware of the investment activity that product applause. The great moves are usually greeted by yawns. Warren Buffett. The whole and the pitch should be commiserate. Thomas and Jefferson. In all affairs, it is healthy to now and then to hang a quick question mark on the things you have long taken for granted. Russell. Bureaucra- Bureaucracy is the art of making the possible impossible. John Bassett Scotland. It's very important what not to do. Addie Pope. Don't pay any attention to what they wrote about you. Just measure it in inches. Andy Wolf. Knowledge is began with practice. Doing is the completion of knowledge. Wang Yongming. This is nothing so useless as doing efficiently that usually which should not be done at all. Peter Drucker. There's this there's nothing so useless as doing efficiently that which should not be done at all. Peter Drucker, what does that mean? Oh man, there's so many quotes. In the hope reaching the moon, men failed to see the flower that blown at their feet. Albert Schnotzers. Our fears are always more numerous than our danger. Shocking and younger. This is amazing what you can accomplish if you do not care who getting the credits. Henry Truman. Don't worry about people stealing an idea. If it's original, you will have to ram it down their throat. Howard Aiken. Don't hire a dog, then bark yourself. David Ugly. Uh, all good work is done in defense of management. Bob Woodward. Put one bomb feet in front of another, the course correct as you go. Barry Diller. A cynic is the man who knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. Oscar Wilde. A complex system it works in the invariably found to have to evolve from the simple system that works. A complex system designed from scratch never worked and it cannot be patched up and make it work. You have to start over, begin with the working simple system. John Gray. John Gale. Whenever there's the hard work to be done, I assign it to a lazy man. He sure find the easy way to doing it. Water Challenger. Charisler. Not everything that can be counted counts, and not everything that counts can be counted. William Bruce Kahneman. You must be change of the you must be the change you wish to see in the world. Mahatma Gandhi. Most of the wonderful place in the world is not made by the architects but by the people. Christopher Alexandra. I noticed that increasing redundancy on the part of marketing executive to use judgment. They are coming to rely on too much on the research and they use it to debunk, use a lamppost for support rather than for illumination. David Oliver. Lose an hour in the morning, chase it all day. A youngish thing, author unknown. Communication usually fails, especially by accident. Ami Wells. So there's a lot of code over here, and we will keep going maybe tomorrow. So hopefully you enjoyed today's episode, and I'll see you next time. Peace.